Welcome to everyone to this our meeting together. Now we will wait a few minutes. It's also important to choose the right channel to receive the interpretation, the translation in case you need that. So if you are an English speaking, choose the English channel. So we are at the verge of starting with this meeting together. I'm very happy to be here with you tonight. My name is Ragno Lattuga. I'm a researcher, an alchemist researcher since 25 years. When I moved to Damanhur, in this big spiritual community, the biggest spiritual community in Europe, and one of the biggest in the world, that is called Damanhur. We are almost 6,100, in Italy, and we are spread also all over the world. Our final aim is to help people growing on the spiritual side. And so our community that was built in almost 50 years, since we are living in the 49th year, was conceived from the very beginning with an alchemic principle. It's like Damanhur, it's like a spiritual greenhouse, we say, to make the souls growing faster. And so in this environment, I was prepared and trained by one of our founder called Oberto Airaudi, Falco Terrassaco. And when he passed, I, together with others, started to create this school of alchemy to foster the development of those knowledges. And so with this, I want to welcome everyone. I want to tell you the schedule we are going to live tonight. We will speak about alchemy in our daily life. Why alchemy in our daily life? Because alchemy sounds something very old and ancient, so related to Egyptian mummies rather than medieval alembic. But alchemy was something that we can find all over in the human history, but it's still going on today. And today we are calling it the alchemy of a new age, because we are in a moment of passage between the age of Pisces and the age of the Golden Age, the Aquarius age. This age is one of the most important ones because after 2,000 years of energies, let's say not very high, today we have new chances, new options for open our soul. And it's exactly the same that is happening for our planet. So I want to resume the situation, because we are talking about the golden age, and then you turn on the TV you walk the street and you don't really have a sense of that golden age you are living into. You don't really believe that our soul can make a huge step in that environment. Why it's so important, that age, but we don't see that right now. Like we said before, we are coming from a tradition that was working for 2,000 years, in which we experience a kind of dark ages. People, groups, people in terms of also group of person, were kept under ignorance, let's say, because it was easier to control them. Because people who are able to think by themselves are hard to be kept or used to be easily driven to buy things or to be guided. And so today, this is something that is still going on. And that dramatic situation we're facing right now in the world through different wars, the pandemic crisis, the, let's say, two sides in the Western and in the Eastern world, and also the Palestinian war, um, we see them like the very last um, expression of that very old energy. But we are still part of a moment in a lifetime, a moment in the ages in which people are reawakening. I know it's hard to believe it, and it's quite disorienting, but we can see that the world now is creating a kind of it's disoriented, it's creating a kind of chaos. In our philosophy, we speak about moment of 2,000 years that are connected to divine attention. So it's like God or the divine forces of like opening their eyes and closing their eyes, and that time is it's connected to ages for us. It's important to have reference points even in this let's say illusion world, like the Oriental thought is describing it. Now, this word of the form, this word of Maya, it's breaking down, and so we need to find reference point of sincerity, of serenity, let's say, and they are inside of ourselves. And so here, it's a main important point of what I want to talk about with you tonight. And so the center of our attention is a human being, not a general one. We are really referring to ourselves. So we say, I am. So by knowing myself, I will know the universe. Usually that was a sentence written all over the entrance of ancient temples. So we have the measure of who we are and who we can be and who we could be. And so this is to have a kind of portrait of the situation. And here we can ask to ourselves, can alchemy help me in a very concrete way to live a life, a better life, to have tools to know better myself, to address myself better in my life, and to find that place in the world that is mine? Alchemy is giving that answer. And tonight, I have the pleasure to talk to you, not about primeval laws, big topics, or very interesting topic that we talked already in this kind of meeting. Tonight, I want to explain to you how we can live in our daily life with alchemy. This is giving to you a portrait, an experience of how much alchemy can color ourselves in every moment of our life, from the very early moment of our day when we wake up till the end of the day, the way in which we eat, the way in which we are talking with people around us. So to talk about that in our daily life, it means really to go inside our daily routine, because we used to have habits, and everyone is following his own habits. There's the social one, the relationship one, the personal one, and so on. So when we wake up in the morning and we choose to use first the right foot or the left one, from that on, our day is determined by the way in which we want to make it. And so because of our habits, so let's say because of our ritual, it's totally addressed. Sometimes we are driving the process, and in other moments we are driven by other things. And so the point is to give the power to someone to drive you, or to be really the one who's able to choose to guide our life. And so if you want to do that, from when we wake up in the morning, we can realize that we can address our day, because our day, it's a fractal of something bigger, of a cycle of our life, 1 month, 1 year, or it could be a fractal of our whole life, because we wake up, we go out, we live our day, our life, and in the evening, the Egyptian used to call that the little dad, because by falling asleep, we lose control of our consciousness, and then we wake up the next day with a new experience. And that's very interesting. All those phases that I just mentioned can be seen from the alchemical perspective, from that alchemy we call of the living forces, the one in which we manage those energies, that consciousness from ourselves, starting from ourselves, from the focus that we are. Today, I will be very practical to give you also a taste of how an alchemic day can be. So again, let's start from the morning. By what we do in the morning, we enter in our day. And we enter our day after one night we spent on dreaming. So the very first and most important things we can do in the morning is, what emotion am I experiencing right now at the very moment in which I just wake up? This is the first step of an alchemist. Why? Because we live in a great complexity, and this complexity has the ability to communicate better in this dreaming world. And so after 6-8 hours sleeping, then we will see what sleeping, sorry, would mean. So it's like in the morning, we have the absence of our experience. That essence, sorry, could be the remember of a dream, but it's not important, let's say the whole movie. It's very important to remember the emotion, the state of consciousness that brought to us. That is really the real message, that it's very important to be collected. If we manage to collect that, we have the very first experience and strong indication for our day. So after that, that is one of the best thing we can do, because it's really helping us to help to something mystical, magical, just happen in our dreaming world. But our day life, the one in which we believe to be awake, is not so different from that one, from that dreaming world, because we can also dream during our day. Many people all over the world, especially in ancient times, were not really that's the best part. People taught us to believe that there's the good and the bad, the life separated in duality. So to be awakened, to be asleep, they are nuances, but it's the same container. And we can have a look to this by looking the different colors, but it's one unique painting. So it's one life, one existence. So we're just asking to ourselves what I just experienced tonight. So we can really open our dialogue, our listening. And when there's this opening to listening, to the inner listening, we can say that we are doing one of the most important things in our path and an alchemist. So we can really be a mystical, able to see the important things. The beyond is not something far away from us. It's not that we have to look for the desert or the forest in the far west. No, those new territories we need to discover are inside ourselves. It's like we are travelers that are traveling inside ourselves, because that is the point of in which we can find all our existence, the essence of our existence. And so by learning how to communicate with the different parts through which we are composed, so we can start this research, this adventure, because then life can be so in the morning we wake up, and like I just said, we want to be in that day in the best way possible. And so we do like we said before. And so we face some tricks, let's say, because we can use a few alchemical tricks to address the day the way in which we want to. So, like we said before, first we listen to what is coming from the night. Then we want to recall who we are. So first of all, we make a contact with this magical tool that is our body, our physical body. Our physical body is that tool we can manage in a conscious way to be brought the whole day all around. So it's like our car. Of course, we have to take care of our car. So to bring attention to the reawakening of our physical body, senses, touch it, make a few minutes of stretching, few physical exercises to revitalize that physical body. That is very, very important because allows us to bring in the here and the now all our parts. Those who moved during the night, during the dreams. And we want to take everything back to the center. And so the body is that tool that is allowing us to be back in the here and the now. And after that reawakening of the body, that muscles reawakening, the important thing is to charge ourselves to live that day. Because if we live that day in a conscious way with the right tools, to achieve our goals, we need the energy to live. And the more we are aware about that, the more we can use a more fine thing. This is very important. So we can have access to the prana energy, that is the vital energy present all over the universe, all over the creatures, the forces. So the more we are aware about that, the more this energy is able to be stronger. Because it's like we don't have to create storage of energy. It's like oxygen. We need to just use it. We used to inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. So in magic we say so above as below, and it's the same. So the way in which we are taking energy from the oxygen, so on the physical side, this is also able to bring inside ourselves the vital energy we called before, prana, or vital energy for the Western people. So the energy of life. And this energy of life this energy can be recalled because of a conscious breathing. So the attention, the presence, the consciousness are all words related one to another, and they are fundamental to achieve the best result ever we want to have. In alchemy, we say every alchemical opera is starting from the chemical fire. And the chemical fire is triggered because of our presence, because of our attention. And so our presence, even in the breathing, 10 minutes, 11 minutes, a very deep and slow breathing, it's able to recharge all our energy and also to clean our channels, like flowing kind. So it's like we are flowing water in those channels, so we are cleaning them. And so we are strengthening our connection through those chakras. We call them Adonaiba. So those energetic center in our body that are transforming that energy in a more refined one. So we have to make this raw energy flowing in a more conscious way in our structure to strengthen our physical and our chemical body. So this is the second step, the physical step, the step in which we are nourishing our physical body, and also the energetical one by our breath. The third step is the conscious choice of the emotion. So the state of consciousness, the emotion we want to live during our day. And so here we open a very important concept. Every one of us, let's imagine ourselves as a magnet. This magnet, it's interacting with other magnets. It is able to attract others or to repulse others. And the bigger this magnet is, the stronger is the strength that it's having. And so the bigger it is, much more bigger is the influence that you can have in the environment, and vice versa. So the more powerful we are, the more we can address the things in the way in which we want to. But if we don't have enough energy, we're not aware about that, we didn't choose where to which channel we want to be in tune with, we would just be in the hands of something else. We will be like flowing with the wind. But like we said before, the alchemist has the power of the expression that is a choice. So from the very beginning of the day, an alchemist or an alchemist practitioner or someone who's willing to have a better life is choosing to which frequency he or she wants to be tuned with. I met many people who taught me during my life, like a real mentor one. And so those people, those incredible person, used to say to me, when I wake up in the morning, I always wake up myself with a thought of love toward the all. Why? Not to be Gandhi or Mother Teresa, but because they knew, because of their consciousness, they knew that by vibrating to that kind of frequency, so the similar responds to the similar, the like responds to like, so the world outside will respond to what they are feeling. So it will be easier for them to find those frequencies you are emanating. So do you understand how much important it is? It's fundamental. Otherwise, we are like a TV show that is just uh, playing music with no relation one to each other, like with notes that are not in tune. And so what we're going to leave, it's a mirror of our soul. And so if our soul it's talking in a very chaotic way, then it would find chaos in front of her too. And but if our soul is talking in a lovely way, in a serene way, in a joyful way, then we will see how it will be easier to meet that kind of frequency. Those people who are on that frequencies, those things vibrating to that frequency, that only those things will be changed totally your existence. And you could say to me, okay, if that will be enough to solve all the problems in this way, we are not getting rid of all the angry people over the world, or with the depressive attitude all over the world. No, of course they cannot disappear, but we're not so easily in connection with those not pleasant frequency, let's say. And we are more in tune with those enlightened beauty things connected to who we are. And this is very important, because if we know that, it's like we are moving in our daily life, walking the best way possible to live a nice life, a pleasant life. And so we have opportunities. And by doing that, we can address what we define as synchronicity. And this is very important, that universal law that is connecting all the people, all the places. It's really the flux of the spiritual growth for every one of us. But there's a flux, it's a very natural one, like the wind flow, sorry. But according to how we are positioned in our day, we can use it or not. Because it's like if we can keep our sails open to the wind, it will be easier. Otherwise, maybe we could have, it will require more efforts to achieve the same thing. And so it's important to study how to achieve tools to strengthen that ability. So if we can recall those positive things in the morning, helped by a nice music that we like, that we know that is driving us, feeling the emotion we want to recall, or reading the book that we know is enriching us, creating that high vibrant level. And so by this, we can really make our life, our day, vibrating the way in which we want to. And so again, talking about this morning starting can also be enriched by another step in which we contact our divine part, our best self, our divine spark, our divine part, and so on. that nobility that we have, like that nobility of being as a soul, let's say, that it's that part of us connected to the universe in which all the resources that we need are contained there, all the informations that we can be in need during our day are there. So we are not trained to be in contact with it. So usually we don't believe that all the answers can just be inside of ourselves. But by dedicating our attention to that central part of ourselves, we can change our life. Where is our center? Wherever we feel it, because it's not having a spot, a real spot inside ourselves. It's something inside ourselves. And so by just listening to ourselves, sitting on a chair, and by listening with this very intimate quest, so I'm here, I'm ready to receive an inspiration, an insight, or if we just can feel, those part of us, it's very strong and important. In esoteric physics, we say that the divine attention is making real an event, a situation, rather to another one. So if we recall that attention on ourselves, our life will be more powerful rather than anyone else, without that desire, that connection with this divine and human part. They are very simple things, but fundamental. This is something we call the rebirth to the sacred. So this is really a step in the alchemical path. So after many experiences, we are ready to surrender ourselves to our divine part and to really listen, finally, the voice of God inside ourselves. The energy flowing from above, from our most refined part to the rest of ourself that is able finally to be expressed. And that's the reason why we are very grateful for that spiritual life. So when those two things can be together, so it's like the hand and the brush can be the same thing in the paintings. We are in the full joy and the happiness, in the total joy, because we are in our place, in everything around us, ourselves. And so those things of ourselves are combined in a way in which they can make us expressing the best part of ourselves. And so let's say this is the introduction of a daily life for an alchemist, or at least for someone who's willing to be close to that path. So imagine that in ancient times, but even today, in the Oriental practice, in the Oriental rituals, when monks used to be together, they asked themselves, what's your sadhana? And what's a sadhana? What's what your step, the path you're doing toward your enlightenment, toward your opening. so that things you do, so the sadhana, your rhythm, your rituals are things chosen to open to that incredible universe that we have on ourselves. And so it's 40 minutes we are talking about that. But we are just talking about the very first minutes of your day life. But if you really can do that, your day will be absolutely easier and you will achieve better your spiritual goals. So imagine to have all the answers you are seeking for inside yourself and all the energy to just find them. Because step by step in our life, we will find ways to express our intentions. So now we are talking about the mysticals, because it's very important to develop a very magic vision of the life, but it requires railways, rules. It's like you really enjoy to drive a car, especially those car for race. So you have to prepare it, and you need also the right street, the right track. And so if you really have so if everything is setted for the best, then you can achieve the best. We can live in a marvelous life, but we have to prepare it. And so when we prepared it, when our energies, our consciousness, our parts are really ready, so we have a kind of we have an incredible life. So we have like the playground, the best playground for the soul, in which we can play, explore like kids to grow. And so we have all the energy we need at our disposals. So remember how kids used to do that. They just leave that. Very simple. Because they are ready for that. They are prepared. But the more we grow, problems, worries, this and that, mommy, father, our partner, the work, all the external things are telling us how we should behave. And so let's explore another step. So we started our day with a focus on ourselves, with an inspiration. So we are ready. So we can enter in the life that is actually our playground. And so we can exchange things, we can meet people, because the others are that amazing mirror we can use to know better ourselves. And this is something we have to take with ourselves. So imagine to have a kind of camera just like here, close to us. So it's like we can keep a part of ourselves here, able to observe everything that is happening, our emotions. It's observing if we are choosing what to answer to life when we encounter the question, or if we are just reacting. So, for example, we met that person that we know so well, and we know already if we like it or not, no matter what she or he will say to us. But if we can discover our habits during our day, our behavior during the day, we can address better our life, like a ship. But we have a kind of things distracting ourselves. Maybe we have an idea to where we want to go in our day, and that's very important. But it's also very important to be aware of everything that is coming from the outside. All the stimulation that are coming are something we have to choose how much we want to be consistent with, because we need to choose our state of consciousness, our emotion, not giving that option to things outside. We don't want to be happy or sad because of things outside of ourselves. Because if we do that, we lose our power. Every human being is born with the highest potential on his disposal. But that power is given to someone else. And so is something else or someone else that is making us feeling good or bad. And so someone else or something else is deciding for our life. And we just do that. Sometimes we do that because we fear something, because sometimes because we hope to have that person close to us, so we are we can do everything to have this person close. And so sometimes we change our nature because of ourselves, because of that. And alchemy is teaching us that whatever we are living, it's important to observe it. And the more this ability and observation is growing, our life is also driven by our consciousness, because we can say, I was living that and this because of what happened. What I want to live, is it important for me to live that emotion instead of the other one? And so we start choosing. So we start discern. So the ability to see and understand, and then to choose. And this is something different from judgment. Judgment is something that during our life is making us think, this person is making like that. I'm very good in doing this, but I'm very bad in doing something in doing that other thing. Judgment is starting from fears or dreams or preconceptions. So things that are not related to the here and the now. So not connected to the real life. Something that we heard before, something that someone else told us already. Is not something that we are feeling. It's something that people said. But that camera that we have here, so our consciousness awareness, is recalling us and to say to ourselves, what are you living right now regarding that moment, that situation? What do you want to live? So let's imagine this as the biggest help we can have. So one way to apply that self-observation is to have a diary. a diary in which we write down what we learned during our day, what I learned today. What could you tell us? Imagine. So ask yourself every day, did I learn anything new today? Because if the answer is no, your day has no reason why to exist. Why? What was this day meaningful for if today you are the same of yesterday? Every day should be useful for our growth. So we need to transform ourselves every day because we are alive. And so our life should be consciousness. The more conscious we are about our life, the more we can live it in a very complete way. And so this is a day that we can live if we can bring there our attention. If we are conscious, we need to bring back our power to ourselves, to be those who can drive our life. Not our parents, not our wife, our husband, our friends, our boss. They're very important people around us, but who should drive is only us. Our life is only our. Then we can choose to give power to someone else, but at least it should be a conscious choice. I, for example, decide to leave that moment of my life with that person, so allow that person to drive me this way, but at least I am aware about that. I chose that, and so I'm living that because of this, and I know that I can have my choice back in my hand because life is changing. So now that we are reaching the end of our meeting, I want to talk about the night. It's a very important aspect, but I don't want to talk about that by like I did before, just by talking. I want to make a meditation with you to program our dreams. So when we will sleep, we will contact our very deep part of ourselves, our point of excellence, or part of ourselves that are willing to talk with us. Or we can find solutions, peculiar solutions to challenges we are facing in our daily life. The good part of this dreaming world is the fact that the way in which we are thinking during our day, so our logic, that is the one that is working in our day life, it's no longer working in our dream world. So it's uh, decading. So let's say in our common life, we cannot fly because we don't have our wings. Instead, I want to tell you tonight, dream about flying like a bird. Because if you want to fly in your dreams, you can do whatever you want. In your dreams, you have freedom. We give us that freedom. And so because you can live it fully there, let's do that. So, as you probably know, dream is something made by different layers. So, to achieve the deepest part, we need to prepare ourselves. So, like we do in the morning, that we prepare our day, the same we do before dreaming. So, we prepare to go in a dreaming world. How? So we tidy our body, let's say. So we lay down, we make a bit of stretching, so we relax deeply our physical body. That's very important, because if we are tensioned, it will be hard for us to dream. And the more we are relaxed, the more we can enjoy our freedom and our body can be recharged. Because as you know, probably, our physical body is fighting all day long against the gravity strength. Only when we are sleeping, we lay down and our physical body is not fighting anymore. That strength is not keeping our body standing all the day. The muscles are relaxed, everything is relaxed. So this is what we want, what we need to do to relax our body. After that, we need also to recover our energy. So before falling asleep, let's make 10 minutes breathing, because also to live our dreams, we need energy. Because if we need to go in our world, we need the energy to fly, to travel. So the more energy we have, the better it is. Again, we suggest you to have a diary. You could have like a written one, but also you can reobserve your daily life from the very beginning. You can start from the very moment before you lay down in the bed in the evening, going um, back in your day until the very beginning. So we can help our mind, because usually before sleeping, our brain is tidying all the experiences we did, and it is consuming energy, it is consuming time. But if we do that consciously, and we do that 2-3 minutes, so we see the day that just passed, and then we go to sleep. It's like we say to our brain, don't worry, brain, I just did this work. So don't spend 2 or 3 hours to tidy everything. It's already done. And so this is allowing us to take this energy and use it straight for our dreams. And then we should guide our dreams. Like a director that is creating a movie. So we need to start from the scenography, so the setting, the set. So we dream about where we want to be, where we want to be as the main character. And the more we think about that, the more we fall for asleep in that. And we will start dreaming. And again, we are addressing what we want to do very precisely. And this is a very simple technique, but very powerful to dream what we want. And now I want you to try that with me. We can do that together. So I want to take you preparing the dream you're going to make tonight. Wherever you will be, in US, in Europe, if you will go to sleep after 7 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours right now, don't worry. Now we are gonna create the seed that you will have before falling asleep. And not only tonight, because when you start opening that dreaming world, it's like um, something that is going to really open, and it will be easier to dream for sure. Sometimes it's hard to remember our dreams, and then we will learn how to do. So let's make this small meditation together for those who are willing to do it. So I suggest you to have your back straight, to sit on a chair, on a sofa, to place your palms on your legs. And when you feel it, close your eyes, following my voice or the one of the translation. So let's start from a very slow and deep breathing. Inhale from your nose and exhale from your mouth. Inhale from your nose. We feel the energy, the air entering in our nose and then in our lungs. And then we empty very well our lungs. And here we are recalling that energy, increasing the oxygen amount. So we are strengthening our physical body, also our subtle bodies. So the whole alchemical body is now strengthened because of our attention. The more we inhale from the nose, and the more we exhale from our mouth, we feel how heavy is our body, our hands over our legs, our feet on the ground. And all of this is relaxing us. The more we're breathing, the more our emotions are just passing by. They are just flowing like leaves in the wind. All our thoughts, breath after breath, are just passing by. We're just listening. My voice and breath after breath. We start looking at a sparkling point inside ourselves. And by breathing, we are giving attention and energy to that bright spot, that bright light that we like very much, that color that we prefer in this moment, because it's our color. And breath after breath, that point is now bigger and it's a flame. So breath after breath, we feel that flame, it's bigger, the color is beautiful, and it's spreading life all over around. It's a very pleasant light, bright light. So the more we breathe, the more this light it's bigger. And so now our entire body, it's covered because of that. It's bigger and bigger, breath after breath. And that light that is now like a sun is also covering our subtle bodies. We are nourishing this beautiful sun that it's increasing It's bigger and bigger. And now it's big like the whole room. And this beautiful sun in the center, there is a beautiful door. That door is opening. And we want to go there. And so, breathing again, we see that door. It's a lift. And we enter the door. It's a beautiful, beautiful lift. It's an elevator. And it's beautiful. It's moving it's a magical elevator. It's the elevator of our dream. So it's moving. It's not moving up or down, but it's moving horizontal. And we see that all around there are mirrors. And we see beautiful images like bright and enlightened big figures. And we realize that we are that figures. And breath after breath, that elevator is moving on the left. And now it's going up. It's going out, up. And we are seeing part of ourselves outside. Few of them are part of ourselves that we know already. Others are new to us. And we feel that those parts of ourselves are smiling to us. And we are very happy because we are knowing part of ourselves. This elevator is driving us in a place in which we are going to meet something incredible that we are going to meet tonight. Something we need today, now, in this moment of our life. Something that we will discover tonight in our dream. We have so many beautiful things in ourselves. And if we learn how to welcome those gifts of ourselves, our life will be incredible, amazing. So this elevator is moving. It's bending on the right. It's going down. And we see images of ourselves, pictures of ourselves all around, very happy, in which we are very happy. And we are very happy too, because this is a moment of meeting. And now this elevator is stopping by. The doors are opening and we exit the elevator and we reach an amazing place. Each of us is now in the most beautiful place can never be imagined by ourselves. The place just right for what we need at the moment. And this is the door of our dream. Here, all our dreams are living like trains. So it's like a train station or an airport. They're like trains, bus, planes. Each dream is driving us into amazing places, amazing experiences. And tonight, we can be back here and choose one of those way to move and choose where to go. Now we know where this dream station is, this place, not place, in which we can achieve every place. We can reach every places we want. We can find solutions. We can contact energies, strength inside ourselves, our personalities, or to make dreams in other ages of other life, or those we will make in the future. Now that we know where this place is, we can be back again here. The door of the elevator are opening, bling. We enter in the elevator. Those doors are closing again, bling. And very gently, this elevator is moving. But now we know the street. We know the program to be here. Now we know that place. And so the elevator is moving like a spiral that is going down. And breath after breath, we see part of ourselves in the mirror that is talking about our experiences. And so breath after breath, that elevator is bending to the right and then to the left. And finally, he just reached the place in which he left in the first place. Blink, the doors are opening, and we can be back to that amazing sun that is irradiating everything. Blink, the elevator's doors just closed, but we know that it's here in that light, in that sun, in our light that is bright. And the more this energy is irradiating all the places in the world, all the planet Earth, now we bring our attention to our country, to our city, to our home. And we are that light that is irradiating all around till our room. And then we see our body sitting on a chair on the sofa. And we see that light inside ourselves. And breath after breath, we start feeling our physical body, our nose, our legs. We start making small movement, breath after breath. We are back here and the now. We move a little bit our neck, our shoulders. And when we want, we can also open our eyes, because now we are back in the here and the now, in the present. But the interesting thing is that tonight we have the chance to be back here, to take this magical lift, the elevator that is taking us to the dream station. And from that place, we can go all over we want. Why? Because we have this power. It's part of ourself. This, like many other power that we have, that we've forgotten about, or that we just never thought to have. But this is the reason why we are here doing this path together, to allow us to rediscover our nature, who we are, what we desire, but not the car, that girl, or that man. What our essence is willing to have, what our essence is really desiring. Because when we discover why we are here and we give it the chance to live it, this is the point of total happiness. Nothing can stop it, because we are in the right moment, in the right time of our existence. This is what the alchemy is doing, to make us able to discover our color, our place in the world, and live it like an artist, a writer, or a magician, or a researcher, or maybe a mathematic. Who knows? Each of us chose, even before taking a body, so to be born, probably each of us was ready to live with all the luggages to really fully live that experience. And then what happened during that journey? Maybe we just forgot to ask to ourselves why I came here. And so we just start walking the wrong path. Those paths not consistent with our true truth, um, with our nature. And so we need to recover the luggages we just lost during our way, to find the right address of our life and to be in the right place. And we can do that knowing ourselves, asking to ourselves what we want to do. I see many people writing in the chat. Thank you. I'm very happy that you like it. If you have questions, if you have anything to say, feel free to say something. It's important for us to exchange what we are living. This is a starting point of what we can do together. Next week, it's very important because in February, we open the 2024 years of our course. So there's the introduction, the starting course, so we can see other techniques like those we experienced tonight, techniques through which we can live the life we deserve, that very wonderful life we can live, because we just forget about. And so together we will have those instructions, that book of the instructions we just got lost when we were born. We call it the beginning of the path, because for everyone should be important to walk that path of life in a pleasant way, to achieve those goals that we are here for, and to live that wonderful life we want to. Like we did in the dream world, we need to take our dream in our daily life. Many of us are already doing it. They are able to express it. And many people are feeling that now it's the moment for that. Each of you is welcome to make this experience together with us. It's going to be 2 days, morning and afternoon in Italy, or morning and afternoon for those who will be in the US. So we are going to experience that sharing of that knowledge. And from that we can start, because that world is asking for that. The world is in need of people conscious, positive, that can have a positive impact with everything that they have around. So I thank you to join this meeting with me. I really thank you to be here with us. There are people from all over the world. This is one of the most important gift that we can make one to each other, to unify our diversity and to share that richness that we can create. And like every time, I wish you beautiful dreams, sweet dreams. I suggest you to enter this dreaming world and to travel into it. And I really wish to see you soon together. Convoy. Good evening, or have a beautiful rest of the day.